Hi air sign, surprise, surprise. I got a little extra time on my hands, so here is an elemental reading for August 2018. This is going to be for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is a general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone. In order to gain more insight, requires a personal reading. This is where I tune into your birth date and your sun sign to pinpoint you in the collective and then give you the information. I hear a lot from you that some of you want to get readings from people and you're required to wait 3 to 6 months. That's ridiculous. My turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. And right now I have a special going on, so if you would like to gain some insight, you can take advantage of that. It won't be lasting for much longer. So we're going to use the Rider-Waite Radiant White, and then we're going to clarify with the La Vida Sibilas. We just went through a total lunar eclipse. We have the last eclipse. It is a solar eclipse falling at 18 degrees Leo. On the, I want to say the 5th, no, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. But anyway, it is going to be a new moon. Matter of fact, I can tell you right now. Let me look at my little app here. And whatever date the new moon is on, this will be the date of the eclipse. So just bear with me. Ooh, moon's in Gemini today. Yay! Okay. Our eclipse will be August 11th. I thought I said that. Well, yep, there it is. And the moon will be changing from Leo to Virgo. Yay! Okay. And so we are also in the middle at the height, just starting out with the Mercury retrograde. It has retrograded in Libra. So on the day of the eclipse, you will have the sun and the moon conjunct each other. For those of you who don't know the website, haven't been to the website and gotten your charts and your ebooks, conjunct means that the planets sit right next to each other in the same place in the sky. But at the same time, Mercury is going to be retrograde right next to the sun. He's going to conjunct the sun. So this could be getting some news and you're like, yay, shit's going to my way, but it's falling on an eclipse. You're not going to have the full picture. Okay? So let's lay the cards and see what we have, what they have to say. And that's that. It's been crazy. This will apply whether you are same-sex, heterosexual, or whether you're dealing with somebody of an air sign. We also have Venus will be moving into its own ruling sign of Libra here in a few days, okay? I think around the 19th, I'm not sure. There's the Star card. There's our Venus Aquarius card. There's our Nine of Cups. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Here is our Queen of Wands. Now, before you freak out, this could be somebody else, this Queen of Wands that you may be dealing with. It could be a friend, a business colleague, a family member. It could also be a rival and a foe and an enemy, okay? We shall see. If that is not the case, then this could be you trying to dig down deep and get your hustle on, all right? Six of Swords. Well, there's our Leo card, the Strength card. And then here is our Temperance card, Sagittarius. We now have Vesta in Sagittarius as well. Vesta is the relationship of devotion and right relationship, right? Being devoted to a group, cause, or person. But Vesta can also be about gender politics. This could be one man and two women. This could be your boss and working in a secretarial pool, but it could also be somebody you're in love with who's got more than one woman. Gender politics can be very toxic and very painful, but if the women join together, they can topple the guy. Think of, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein. That's a Vesta principle. There's our King of Swords. So some of you are dealing with a male air sign, Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. He represents the sign of Aquarius, but this is general for 3 signs. So there's our 10 of Cups, something ending. I don't know, somebody may have moved. Ah, and there's her High Priestess. Now, this is interesting, because here we have a family card, right? See that? Here we have somebody moving away, but that's a woman and a baby, or a kid in a boat. Leo is all about children, babies, lovers, sex, courtship. Sagittarius can speak to foreigners, people who are different from you, and not necessarily from a foreign country, but somebody who may be of a different race, socioeconomic background, educational background, yada, yada, yada. He also rules the law, secular law, but also karmic law. And then we have this High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess can be that woman that you didn't know anything about. She's been hiding in the wings. Okay? You know nothing about her. Or you knew something about her, but you never met her, you never spoke to her, you never saw her, you never talked to her. Trust me that this woman kind of knows everything that's happening. She may not have said anything, but she knows. So something is ending here. And I feel that what is ending, I feel that for some of you, you have been praying and hoping and wishing, and you got your wish that somebody is coming. They're leaving one place and coming to another place. They will be arriving here, I think, during the month of August. The person hasn't arrived as of yet. Okay? So you're being asked to temper your desire and your emotions. Maintain your balance. But then we see this King of Swords with this 10 of Cups. Now this is a 10. Okay? And this 10 tells me that this is the ending of one phase, okay, but also the beginning of another phase. This High Priestess tells me that either there's somebody else in the background, or it tells me that right now the truth of the matter is you're not sure. That's really what that says, okay? And so what you're trying to do is to glean, to really use all of your intuition to see what the hell's happening here. Now, we are under a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde, there's slow information, no information. Or you get the information, but then things change. It could also be that somebody's concealing something from you, particularly around this, falling between these new, these eclipses. What is interesting is what has come out underneath the deck is the Queen of Swords. So we're definitely looking at some kind of partnership and or marriage here. Maybe this is the third person out. Okay, this Queen of Wands, we see her in the future position. Okay, so I don't know which side of this story you're falling on. Honestly, I don't know. And I don't have any repeater numbers. I do have, in effect, 2 queens. So 2 queens could be the idea that there is an argument or some kind of strife between 2 friends. This does not read like a business deal, but it does read like some kind of fire sign and some kind of air sign person trying to come together in some way, shape, or form. And what's interesting is that these 2 cards are somewhat similar. This card is asking you to balance your emotions and your desires. The alchemical mix, the fire and the water. You don't want to swing too much emotionally. You don't want to be too gung-ho in your determination. The reason why? Fire can make water boil over and then put the fire out. But then somebody could come along and take some water and throw it on your damn fire and put your fire out. So here we have this cool energy of the High Priestess. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look to see. Hold on one second. That's my mechanic. I got a call out to 5 different mechanics. It's just crazy. It's Mercury retrograde. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, and basically out of 9 cards, it kind of says, you know, it's a kind of an iffy situation. Also, this is telling me that August is going to be a pivotal month with this moon. This card can sometimes be the astrology, but this card is also about maintaining your own energy and maintaining your cups. This card is about conquering the fear, okay? But this card can also be about the idea of not getting ahead of yourself as well. I do sense that there's something coming up on the other side of this this moon here. Now, normally this card would be a is a changing energy, and so it would be changing into an Ace of Cups, right? So it's like you got everything that you wanted. Maybe you really were being disciplined and responsible, and you've been conquering your fear. Maybe you've been, you know, staying in your place, whatever the case may be, and you finally see some kind of reward on that. But this is a 10. Okay, so what I'm going to do is look at the 6 of Swords and this 10 of Cups next to these major arcana cards. What I cannot do, the 9 of Cups basically is just the 9 of Cups. It's the card of getting your wish. But then the question becomes, or maybe the caution is, be careful what you wish for, right? And so let's let me see if it can. It says to take heed of all of the messages surrounding this major arcana, and this major arcana says that through the astrology and maybe through the idea of manifestation, maybe this is a karmic kind of a thing, maybe this is a twin flame kind of a thing. And the reason why I say that, this card is Aquarius and this is Leo, and those are the North Node and the South Node. We have the North Node in Leo, the South Node in Aquarius, and those are the nodes of the moon. But we also know that we just had a full moon and now we've got a new moon coming, right? So, you know, this could, it says that your plans are materializing as you wish, and for your hard work too is going to be paying off. But this is a 10. That's really all I can keep saying. It's a 10. And so in one respect, this could be, yeah, you finally do get that wish of becoming, I don't know, whatever. But also, there may be something hidden in this that you don't see just yet. It's a 10. So now, let me look at the 6 of Swords to see what the 6 of Swords tells me, perhaps sitting next to any of these cards here. This card is not as straightforward. This reading is not as straightforward. Next to the High Priestess, here it is warning you not to proceed with current plans, as there are some aspects that have not been revealed or considered appropriately. You are asked to wait until you have all of the relevant details. This is a card of patience. Now let's look at this 10 of Cups. And you know, it really is, it's a 10. Looks like everything goes just fine, and maybe that frenemy that we were talking about, that rival, maybe that's all going to become clear. If you're looking at this and you are a fire sign and you're dealing with a King of Swords, maybe it's his wife or his ex. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. Hold on one second. Hey, Brad, are you outside? Okay, sorry, air signs. Well, that was interesting. But anyway, I looked at the 9 of Cups for you. So now I'm going to look at this 6 of Swords. That's what I was headed to do, and I apologize for that little interruption. So let's take a look at what this 6 of Swords is saying. And by any of these particular, here it is again with the High Priestess. is indicating that it would be advisable to make sure of any changes you intend to make, as the full picture is not yet clear. All the details have not yet come together, so it would be a beneficial time to put things on hold at this time and wait until the time is right. Now, this could be the idea, the Nine of Cups, the Strength, and the Ten of Cups could be the idea of somebody wanting to get married, right? But I don't know, because I've got this Queen of Swords sitting up here. It also says with or before any 10. It says it is an indication of travel, a journey, a vacation or holiday, or even a change of residence. It may involve a major decision which will ultimately lead to movement of some kind. And I already see that as if the timing is right for this person to make their move or communicate that they are ready to make a move. But it is also saying to look carefully at all hidden aspects of a situation, as there may be some hidden traps or pitfalls, and also to look out for unnecessary expenditures. Okay, well, I just got that because I bought a whole bunch of parts for my car. The guy goes, you don't even need those. I'm like, what? Anyway, so that's how Mercury retrograde works, people. So here is the 10 of Cups and what it is saying in relation to all of these major arcana cards. And I'm going to pull cards on this okay, there's nothing about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards on this Six of Swords. I'm going to pull cards on this High Priestess as well. Okay, I think many of you, either if you're not this Queen of Wands, then you know this person. She may be, this could be the outside influence, or this, or you could be the outside influence. Okay. I'm gonna put one more. I'm gonna look at the Star card as well. There's just something about it that keeps speaking to me, particularly as it opposes this High Priestess. Now, this is weird because what I'm getting is the marriage, nuptials, or commitment. Now, this is also, you know, what is marriage but a contract? This is why when you get married, normally you change your name, you get a new Social Security card, all of those things. So there are legal issues in terms of getting married and or making a commitment. Here we have the Amore card, all right? And this is the Love card. But this card also speaks to the idea that love is blind and that sometimes love is not as deep as we think it is. Why? Because Cupid's arrows never wound very deeply. So this could be this idea of some kind of sudden passion coming into the situation. But we also see that it is a present, a gift, not unselfish. Now, this card could be moving away from that kind of a situation where something has kind of not been going right, moving away psychologically or even physically, around water, by water, near water. This could also be the idea that maybe you might be taking a trip. Maybe a friend is getting married here. Okay, maybe that's, you know, it's this Queen of Swords though who has presented herself over this whole spread. And this doesn't read like the energy of the Mother. I would expect the Empress to have come out with that particular card. So the reason why I want to look at this Star card is because the Star card can speak to the astrology of something. So this could be referencing this eclipse and something that we're not quite seeing clearly. It is, the stars are a luminary, but they're not as bright as the sun and or the moon. In fact, they are quite distant. My cards must be upside down. The Alegria, family and friends, pleasant time, and we see this 10 here. Here is the Sacerdote. Now, this is the priest. So this speaks to the character of somebody that you can trust and or confide in. But also, these were our 14th century cards, and priests in those days hid things. They had vices, they had children, they had mistresses, they gambled, they drank, they smoked, they cheated. And here we have the dileranti, which is the stupid actions or stupid behavior. This could also speak to the idea perhaps of somebody being star-crossed. This really kind of reads like that star-crossed lovers or twin flame kind of an aspect to it. I want to make sure that all my cards are right. I don't know how I got them all, hold on, twisted up. And then I'm going to look at both this Ten of Cups and also this, I want to make sure that I got this right. Okay. And this, this whole half of the deck is upside down. And this, what do you call it? High Priestess, okay? And I'm going to look at those two cards separately. What I'm going to look at first is the High Priestess to see what she's telling us or what more information she can give us. But definitely there's something that we don't know as of yet concerning this Ten of Cups here. It's definitely a change of some sort. And I do feel that for many of you, this will be occurring right around August the 11th. 3 days before, 3 days after. High Priestess, Costanza, the impermanence, the permanence of a situation, the unchanging nature of it. The Yardro. This speaks to theft in goods of services, but again, I just said this in the reading before. People don't necessarily come and steal your car and your television set and your jewelry. They can steal your peace of mind, your trust, your faith, your belief, your self-esteem. And the Amalato. I feel for some reason that you don't hear from this person, that the terms and conditions change. Okay, what seemed like something so full of promise goes sideways. That's really the information that my guides are giving me. So I'm going to look at this Ten of Cups just to see what is the changing nature, because sometimes the Ten of Cups can be the card of illusions. And what I mean by that is it could be the idea or having this idea or vision of what a happy family looks like. But it also speaks to the idea of, it's the energy of Mars and Pisces, of sacrificing not just yourself, and sacrificing is not really the word, but it is about the drive that you have behind making sure that everybody has exactly what they need and they want. Okay? And to do that, sometimes you have to sacrifice your own happiness. Belvedere, Dispiacere, and the Viaggio. Indeed, I think that you're looking for someone to come, you haven't heard from them, or this Ten of Cups that has presented itself, there's something about it. This Viaggio is a trip and or a vacation. So for some of you, you may have to change your travel plans. But maybe this was a travel plan to go back home and visit with your family. Maybe this was to go to a wedding of a friend. But I just sort of feel, I'm going to pull cards on this Queen of Wands, that there's something else here that I'm not picking up. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I don't always get the full story told to me. Sometimes we're not meant to know everything that is to come up, because there's some experience that we're meant to have that's going to help us in some way. Domestico, Messaggere, and the Gran Consolazione. Well, I think what this tells me, and I think the other meaning of this is that there's this real hope, like this giddiness, that this person, you're going to be able to take this person maybe to meet your family. but there's something shady about what's happening here, the message, and there's a gran consolazione. See, he speaks to being a helper. He's actually a servant, so this is somebody who's supposed to be helping you, but he can also be a collaborator. Okay, here we have the message from afar, and if it's not coming from this Queen of Wands, this could even be the idea that this may be somebody at work, because it's a Wands card. And the message seems first very, very successful, but then something goes awry. Something goes awry, and whatever this thing is, it doesn't change. So if this a canceled trip, or somebody said they were leaving their ex or their spouse for you, I'm sorry to say, I don't think it's going to occur. At least not in the way you think about it. You think it will. So that's what I have for you, air signs. I do hope those messages helped. And again, you can come over and partake in that special that I have running. Turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. And until next time, namaste.